that Wanda, ready to rock her big presentation. But first, lunch. Sweet Pepper's Deli. Delicious, celebratory, but is it quick? The Cobb salad. Tender oven-roasted chicken, topped with cheese. Prepared, plated, and served in 6 minutes? Is this for real? Well, of course. Well done, Wanda. Sweet Pepper's Deli. Yes, ma'am. Life is sweet.
Mississippi's trusted weather experts. This is Mississippi Live Weather at 10.
Well, good evening and happy Super Bowl Sunday to all. I hope y'all enjoyed watching the Super Bowl earlier and that your team won, and whether or not your team was in the Super Bowl, I hope the team that you picked to win won. I know mine definitely did. I wore my Bills tie for good luck because I did not want to see the Patriots win that matchup. Thankfully, I saw the Seahawks win that, and especially for my friends out there. So it's been a pleasant evening across North Mississippi. We've been enjoying beautiful conditions, and thankfully, they're going to follow us into the work week ahead. So let's get started with this broadcast. We're going to see a few sprinkles overnight. Most of us are going to continue to stay dry. We're going to continue keeping that pattern going as we finish up our weekend and get ready for the work week. But a few showers or so sprinkles will make their way through North Mississippi. You'll be lucky if you notice it, and most of it's occurring overnight. Won't even realize it happened when you wake up tomorrow morning. But those above average conditions, they're continuing into the work week as well. So for those of you that enjoyed what we've been experiencing this weekend, you're in luck. That's going into your Monday and definitely your Tuesday as well, before we start to see a few cool downs ahead associated with some cold fronts. And that's because those real rain chances, they will make their return later on this week, especially Wednesday, but Friday and Saturday, those are going to be the days to watch as we get ready for next weekend here in North Mississippi. But still got a whole work week to go through. We're going to be tracking out those rain chances midway through the week as well. So we're going to make sure you are up to date with everything you need to know as you get ready for the work week ahead. But let's take a look at the first 12 as we wind down our weekend and get ready for our Monday morning. We're starting off at temperatures around 47 degrees by 11 o'clock, mostly clear conditions. That's going to continue all night as we continue cooling off, seeing low 40s by 5 o'clock once we wake up tomorrow morning. Already bumping on up, 46 by 8, low 60s by 11 o'clock. So you haven't even made it to lunchtime yet, already seeing those beautiful conditions as you start off your day. That is a sign of good things to come tomorrow afternoon. And definitely because of that cloud cover, it's going to be non-existent by the time you make it there. But let's take some live looks all across North Mississippi. This is out in Crenshaw tonight. 50 degrees, feels like 50, 0 mile per hour winds, calm and steady out there in Crenshaw. And that dew point, already significantly higher than where we started this weekend and compared to the past few weekends here in North Mississippi. So that moisture making its way back into the environment. We're going to see those rain chances return. What we're having tonight, not really going to be rain chances. Those are just sprinkles affecting us here in North Mississippi. Another live look out here in Saltillo, 43. Y'all are staying dry. Feels like 40, so wind having a slight impact, making you feel just a little bit cooler. Thankfully, not as significant as we have seen the past few weeks here across our area, but some people driving home, maybe driving back from some Super Bowl parties. Again, I hope all of y'all had a fantastic night rooting on your team. Let's take another live look, out there in Caledonia. 50 degrees, feels like 50, calm winds not affecting you at all, but still beautiful and pretty much mostly dry conditions across North Mississippi. But let's see where those sprinkles are occurring here with our Mississippi Live radar sponsored by Mama Justice. We can see a few of those sprinkles out there in the Delta. Now again, this is very far away from that radar site, very high in the atmosphere. Now, are these rain chances making it to the surface everywhere? I don't think so. Maybe a little heavier shower out there just south of Hernando. But again, these are pretty much sprinkles. I wouldn't go as far to say some showers, but maybe a slight misting occurring across I-55 and moving towards the east. But we haven't really seen too much today. Let's actually put this in the loop for the past 12 hours. We've stayed pretty dry as we've gone about our day. Some showers trying to make their way across North Mississippi, pretty much just sticking west of I-55 and along there. You can tell where that radar is finding some of those rain particles up high in the sky, but not quite making it to the surface. So most of us, we're going to continue to stay dry as we get ready for the overnight period ahead. Now, one of the reasons is we don't really have any weather makers within our area. We have that high pressure system all the way out towards the east and pretty much just along the Florida-Georgia coast. Now, with that clockwise motion, it's kind of bringing in that moisture. Let's see if we can kind of draw this out for you guys. It's got that clockwise spin, of course, which I've always drawn out for you guys. And with that, bringing in that southerly motion. And from the Gulf, we're going to get that moisture, and that's why our dew points starting to rise just a little bit. Excuse my drawing, but That's kind of showing what's occurring across our area and why we're feeling a lot warmer as we continue into our work week and why we're continuing to get even warmer for our Monday and even into our Tuesday as well. Now, Futurecast still showing that southerly motion affecting us here across North Mississippi, seeing those mostly clear skies. Thankfully, that cloud cover, not really going to be talking about it much tomorrow. We're going to see sunny skies pretty much lunchtime and on. But a dry overnight period ahead is in store, still seeing those mostly clear conditions as that final cloud cover continues to move on out of our area. But by 1 o'clock and on, we are seeing sunny skies all day long. So I know we'll be back at work, back at school, but any breaks you have throughout the workday, get outside, enjoy the time outside. It will feel amazing. Now the next 24 is going to show exactly why. We're starting off in the low 40s, significantly warmer than where we have been this weekend, not crossing below freezing by any means. Starting off the day mostly clear by 6 o'clock, continuing that trend into the mid-morning hours. But by 12 o'clock, we're talking about temperatures around 67 degrees, clear skies above, and keeping that trend going all day long. 3 o'clock, low 70s. Some areas could get closer towards that mid-70s mark. And if you don't hit it tomorrow, definitely going to hit it Tuesday. Then we're cooling off, seeing mid-60s by 6 o'clock and then mid-50s by 9 with that cloud cover starting to make its way back into the forecast for a cloudier start to your Tuesday as compared to your Monday. But of course, I'm going to give you the very latest as you get ready for your Monday so you know what to expect as you start off your Monday morning, go throughout the workday, and also into your Tuesday. We'll track out those rain chances and what to expect by hump day and into next weekend. All that's coming up right after this break.
I have been going to Tupelo Smiles my whole life. When I was a kid, I was unhappy about some uneven coloring on my teeth after getting my braces off, which at the time there really wasn't a fix. I was recently made aware of a solution that would totally fix it, which is exactly what we did. They not only heard my concerns, but they never stopped looking to solve my problem, and that's why I love Tupelo Smiles.
Hi, my name is Rosie. Regional Rehab Center helps kids like me by offering speech therapy, occupational therapy, and dyslexia therapy. Your support helps so many of us get what we need to grow and succeed. Please help the Rehab Center.
Right now, from the Room to Room Weather Center, here's meteorologist Caleb Edelblut.
Well, thanks for sticking here with us for Mississippi Live Weather at 10. Let's take a look at some current conditions happening right outside here in Tupelo. 44 degrees outside, but feels like 41, so just a slight drop due to that wind blowing in from the northeast, allowing us to feel slightly cooler. Now that dew point, not as warm as it was earlier in that camera. I believe it was Crenshaw or Caledonia. I won't remember which one it was, but we had those higher dew points pretty much around the mid 40s with some of those cameras I was showing earlier. So not quite as elevated out here in Tupelo, but still showing that environment getting a little bit more moist as we get ready for the work week ahead. And of course, with that, we'll bring some rain chances later on as well. But for right now, we're still staying dry all across North Mississippi. Futurecast still showing those mostly clear conditions all across our viewing area. Now that cloud cover is going to try to move on throughout our overnight period, keeping that slight cloud cover throughout the overnight period, but it will eventually move on out completely once we wake up, start off our day, definitely make it to lunchtime. Going to be a beautiful start to the day, especially seeing those dry conditions as well. Not really seeing those sprinkles move on through as consistently as earlier models predicted. But those low temperatures tonight, we're almost there. We're not dropping much more as we continue into the overnight period. 42 out there in Tupelo. We're coming in at 44 right now. 40 in Boonville, 43 Bruce, 47 Grenada, but 49 out there in Greenwood and Belzona, 50 out there in Greenville. So definitely a major improvement, still definitely above average for where we should be this time of year, but not crossing that freezing point or below freezing. So those faucets, they have a break for now. We've been dripping them for a while. You are good to kind of cut that off. We are seeing a lot warmer temperatures into the overnight period ahead. And of course, with it being Sunday night, got to add in that school day planner. Going to be a beautiful forecast for the kids. 43 by the time you are dropping them off, warming on up towards the low 60s by lunchtime. Then by the time they are getting out of school, low 70s, even closer to the mid 70s for some. They are going to be excited to go hang out with friends for their afternoon, as long as they get all that schoolwork done. going to be a beautiful day for them. Now, Futurecast is going to show exactly that. This model trying to pick up on some of those sprinkles I was talking about earlier, but still mostly dry, mostly clear skies as you start off your Monday morning. And as we continue tracking this out throughout the rest of the day, that cloud cover is going to continue shifting on south, seeing those mostly clear skies all across North Mississippi. But lunchtime and on, we are not tracking any clouds. It's going to be a sunny, clear, and blue sky above. And that's continuing all the way into dinner time. Not really much to look at here besides those wind barbs coming in from the south, still bringing in that moisture to North Mississippi. And that's what's going to help those rain chances continue to increase as we get further along into the work week ahead. And that's also responsible for these warmer temperatures. We continue kind of bumping up ever so slightly within the next few days. Low 70s all across North Mississippi tomorrow. 73 Vernon, Columbus, Starkville, Houston, Eupora, 72 Bruce, 69 out there in Boonville, 70 out there in Corinth, 71 Clarksdale, Cleveland, and 73 out there in Greenville. Now enjoy these temperatures because it's going to feel exactly like that outdoors, which is why I'm saying if you have a break throughout your workday plan tomorrow, take the time to enjoy some outside, clear your mind. It's going to be a beautiful forecast as you go out there. And of course, with my friends, I know we love going and playing pickleball. I'm going to try to see if I can play some tomorrow during one of my breaks throughout school and the workday. But low 40s by the time you start off the day if you want to get out there before classes, upper 60s by lunchtime, low 70s by 3 o'clock, and then still low 60s by 7. So even if you want to go out there at night after the sun has set, don't have to worry about any cold temperatures, any wind chill values. It's going to feel amazing no matter what time you want to go out and do any outdoor plans, especially playing pickleball. I'm very excited to get back on the court. So hopefully I can play some tomorrow with my friends. But Futurecast still going to show those dry conditions all across North Mississippi tomorrow evening. This is at 6 o'clock, still seeing mostly clear conditions. But that cloud cover is going to continue to build on in as you go throughout your Monday night. Not quite until we cross those midnight into the AM hours. Once we do that, then that cloud cover really starts to blanket us across North Mississippi. By the time you start off your Tuesday morning, definitely going to be a much cloudier start to your day as compared to tomorrow. So enjoy your Monday. I know Mondays are no fun to anybody, but definitely technically a better forecast in the grand scheme of things as compared to your Tuesday. Now we're going to keep those mostly cloudy, if not partly cloudy conditions pretty much all day throughout Tuesday. But as you can tell, we're not really tracking much. It's going to be dry all day long across North Mississippi. This is at lunchtime going into the afternoon hours. We're still staying dry towards dinner time. But once we cross into the evening hours and get ready for the overnight period, those rain chances, they're going to start to move in. And notice we don't really have a rain chance on your Tuesday for your 7-day graphic, and that's just due to most of this is occurring post midnight. Could we see maybe some sprinkles start to cross 11 o'clock, closer towards midnight? Absolutely, but most of this is occurring midnight, crossing into those early AM hours, and hopefully this is going to occur pretty much just overnight so it doesn't affect any outdoor plans throughout your Wednesday. But that's why you see those rain chances a little bit more favorable for your Wednesday as compared to your Tuesday. And again, I want to emphasize this is some stress-free rainfall, not tracking any storms throughout the overnight period into your Wednesday morning. So just some rain kind of moving on through North Mississippi, but going to be a soggy overnight period before you start off your Wednesday morning. Now those high temperatures for your Tuesday, still going to be a little bit warmer as compared to your Monday. Mid-70s starting to come back into the forecast. 74 out there in Columbus, Houston, and Grenada, and Greenwood. 71 Clarksdale, Tunica, Senatobia. A lot of 71s up there. 72 in New Albany, 69 Red Bay, and 71 out there in Corinth as well. And those feels like values doing an excellent job. Maybe even some of us going down just a little bit if this is too warm for us right now, especially with how above average it is. But 70 out there in Boonville, I think y'all just came in at 71, 69 Red Bay, 73 out there in Bruce, and 74 out there in Grenada. So still a beautiful forecast, a little bit toasty. I think we're allowed to say that for it being February here in North Mississippi, but I'm much more a fan of these above average conditions and as opposed to those below average ones. But take a look at the 7-day forecast, still kind of talking about a lot as we get ready for this upcoming work week. For Monday and Tuesday, you're staying dry. Beautiful forecast, low 70s as your highs, warming up slightly towards the mid 70s for some areas on your Tuesday with cloudier conditions. But once we cross into midnight and into those Wednesday morning hours, those rain chances are going to come back into your forecast. Could be a soggy start to your Wednesday. Hopefully that clears on out pretty much by lunchtime and on, starting to see those drier conditions. That's going to continue into your Thursday as well with low 60s back in the forecast, cooling us off just a little bit. Keeping that into your Friday as those rain chances come back into the forecast and stick around into Saturday. And right now, I'm kind of more on the Team Saturday trend of where we can expect some of those heavier showers and potentially some storms affecting us here in North Mississippi. But what I want to keep emphasizing, models are not doing a great job at all on agreeing with each other on timing, intensity, or anything right now. So this is not a perfect forecast by any means. It's going to get a lot more fine-tuned as we get closer throughout the work week, which is why you got to stay updated with us, and we'll make sure that you have the very latest as each model run continues to come out. So we'll be live later on tomorrow morning. And of course, here's the QR codes to both the iOS and Android app so you can get those alerts, especially when our morning meteorologist Maggie McCauley will go live with y'all tomorrow morning. So let's show you that schedule as we'll be back towards that weekday schedule. Bright and early tomorrow morning at 6:30, 7, and 7:30. She'll have a new batch of models. Very excited to see what she gets to say about those rain chances and what her take is on it as she gets you started for your Monday morning. And of course, our chief meteorologist Matt Laubon and meteorologist Gabe Maynard will be back in the Room to Room Weather Center tomorrow night at 5, 6, and 10 to give you those their take on the rain chances as well. That's going to be pretty much the main focal point as we go throughout our work week and work towards our Valentine's Day weekend here in North Mississippi. But I've enjoyed yet another weekend with you guys here in the Room to Room Weather Center. I hope all of y'all have enjoyed y'all Super Bowl Sunday, and I'll see y'all back here in the Room to Room Weather Center.
March 24th, 2023 was a normal Friday. You know, we knew the weather was not good, but we needed to take shelter, and we didn't have shelter. My husband and almost 2-year-old daughter, Ethan and Riley, they did lose their lives in the storm. We're still recovering from it. We'll always be recovering from it. Matt Laubon cares about the community. He's not just there to collect a paycheck. I feel like Matt Laubon has proven himself trustworthy.